So we were about to discuss contraction mapping principle in our last lecture, and in this video we will further continue it. Previously we have seen what is complete metric space, Cauchy sequence, fixed point, its definition, example, and how we can find fixed point graphically. So let's continue. A self-mapping T from a metric space XD to itself, that is T from XD to XD, having a condition the distance between images of the element is less than is equals to alpha into dxy, distance between x and y, where this alpha is greater than is equals to 0, and it is called Lipschitz continuous, where this x and y belongs to x. We can understand it from this. This is our metric space. T is a self-mapping, and this self-mapping will be known as contraction mapping when we took two elements x and y from the metric space, and its distance between x and y is represented by this. Similarly, when we come to codomain, the image of x is t of x and the image of y is t of y, and the distance between both of these is represented by this distance between t of x and t of y. So if this condition holds, if the mapping holds this condition that the distance between images is less than is equals to alpha of dxy, and depending on the values of this alpha, we have several terms, like if the alpha value is greater than is equals to 0, then we will call it as a Lipschitz continuous, and if this alpha is less than 1, then T will be a contractive mapping. Okay, and if this alpha is less than is equals to 1, then you can say that this T is the T which we have took as a self mapping, that T will be a non-expansive mapping. One remark is there: smallest value of alpha, this is alpha, smallest value of alpha, everywhere this is alpha. Okay, so no need to get confused, this is alpha. Smallest value of alpha satisfying above inequality, this is the inequality we are talking about, and the smallest value of alpha will be Lipschitz constant. Okay, then remark, contraction mapping is also known as Banach contraction principle. Both are same thing, whether you say it as a contraction mapping or a Banach contraction principle. We have example, we have took usual metric space. Okay, this our real number is of 2-dimensional, and we have took a function, self-mapping function from this to this, and this function is defined as f of x is equals to x by 4, where the x belongs to R. Hence f is contraction on this. So we are proving this. We took two elements from this R, where the dimension is 2, R tuple is 2. Then we have took two elements x, and it is like x1 and y1, and y is x2 y2. Function is defined as f of x is equals to x by 4. So the distance between the images, first of all we will talk about this, because we have to prove this condition. So first of all we are taking this left hand side, means the distance between the images. So we took this, and f of x is equals to x by 4, f of y is equals to y by 4. Now we are just replacing the value of x and y, x1 and y1, x2 and y2. We replaced the values, and then what we have done, just we have multiplied this 1 by 4 into the inside the bracket. Then this step will come, and as the distance, what is the formula of distance? Distance between 2 points, of course this, so this is whole under root. Okay, and the difference between points, and whole square plus y1 by 4 minus y2 by 4 whole square. We have took 1 by 4 common, and then whole under root this, and rest will be as it is same. And what is the definition? We can write it as dxy, that means distance between 2 points, where x is equals to x1 and y1, and y is equals to y1, x2 and y2. This is x2 and y2. Let me confirm it. Yeah, correct. So we can replace this by this. Okay, our left hand side was the distance between images. So now this is equals to 1 by 4 dxy. So you can compare the inequality, just we have discussed Banach contraction principle. The inequality was this, you can compare it, and after comparing you will get alpha is equals to 1 by 4, which is less than 1. Okay, so that value of alpha, that is less than 1. So what you can say that f is contraction on the usual metric space, and hence we have to prove whatever we have to prove in the question, it is proved. Now let us discuss, just a second, let us discuss about the converse to the contraction principle. Assume that we are a given set y and a mapping is from cy to y. We are interested to find a metric D on y such that yd is complete metric space and C is contraction on y. A necessary condition is that each iterate Cn has a unique fixed point. Surprisingly enough, the condition turns out to be sufficient as well. First of all, in the converse, one thing is you need to get clear that necessary and sufficient condition is same. Both conditions are same, and in this converse part we are interested, or we are fully focusing on how we can find the metric D. Our whole attention is to find D in such a way that this our space yd is a complete metric space, because in this we talk about completeness of a metric space. And second most important thing is we are finding D in a such a way that let's see the self map is being contraction on the space y. Okay, so we need to keep in mind both of these conditions. First is that yd is a complete metric space, and secondly our map should be contraction on that particular space. In that way we have to find the metric D. So this is the converse to the contraction principle. Now next definition is of weak contraction. So the definition is, let X be a metric space with a distance D and a map f from X to X is a weak contraction if the distance between the images is less than the distance between the points, and the elements x1 and x2 must be unequal. Means we are taking two distinct elements. So a metric space, first of all we took a metric space with a distance D and f is a self mapping. So this will be a weak contraction if this condition holds. As you can see, there is no element alpha over here in weak contraction. Simple inequality says that the images between the distance between the images will be less than the distance between the points, no alpha. And this is important, that being weak contraction is not in general a sufficient condition for f in order to have a fixed point, as it is shown in the following simple example. It means that just if you're talking about weak contraction, it does not implies that it will have a fixed point. That means it is not at all necessary that our function will have a fixed point in case of weak contraction. Let us consider an example. Consider the metric space X and it is from 1 to infinity. 1 is included and the function is from X to X. Be defined as f of X is equals to X plus 1 by X. You can see over here we didn't took 0. Okay, we didn't took 0 in this complete metric space because this term will become undetermined if we put X is equals to 0. This f is weak contraction and it does not have any fixed point. So it is not at all necessary that we get fixed point in weak contraction. This example proves that. Nonetheless, the condition turns out to be sufficient when X is compact. Next we have contraction on a ball, and we will discuss this in our next lecture. And up to this, if you have any problem, you can text me in the comment section. And thank you. Bye bye. Thank you for listening.